Welcome, everyone. I am so excited for you to join us tonight, whether you're here watching this live with us this evening or you're watching this recording. I am thankful that you have taken the time, given us a little bit of your day to share some stories of hope and just to share a glimpse of this powerful, positive community. So I'm going to give you a little taste of that tonight with a little bit of my story first. Then I'm going to explain a little bit about what the heck we're even talking about, and then open the floor up so y'all can hear some really good stories of hope. And I'm really excited because I know each of these are going to be a little different, but they all have something in common that we have all been around for 30 years. So I'm like barely in that, a little bit, about 26 for my family, but I'm just super excited to really have this opportunity to touch base. I hope that you leave tonight or after you watch this recording with some hope and some vision about what can be. That a lot of people fall into this normal of what their health should be, what their wealth should be, what their life overall should look like. And we end up stuck kind of in this rat race. And so if you find yourself feeling that way, know that there is hope. There is longevity with something that is not necessarily a quick fix, but something that's really going to get you back to the basics of feeling good. So I fell into that where I grew up what I thought was normal. My family has been around this powerful, positive community since I was 5 or 6 years old. So I honestly don't remember life before this or what this looked like. And I thought what we had was normal. My parents both worked full time. Drive-through happened all the time, like drive-through dinners. You know, we had these little things that my mom and dad were convinced we needed to eat that helped us stay healthy and all of that kind of stuff. A lot of people were in that vitamin craze, I feel like, and we're still coming back to that as a society. But I didn't get sick. My brothers and I have 2 older brothers. We played multiple sports. Our coaches loved us all the way through high school and college because we recovered well. We bounced back. We never missed school. We all made good grades because we were full attendance. We were fully present wherever we were. And none of us had anything that we were struggling with. When we did get hurt, we recovered really quickly. And I thought, like I said, that that was normal. But then I went to college and all of that changed. Like most people on this, everyone's probably been 18 at least once. And you get to this point where you're like, I don't know if my parents really know it all. I think I know more than them. I was convinced that my parents had been like tricked into this, that they had wasted so much time and energy in this community that we were growing around. And I was like, we're just healthy. Like this is nothing to do with it. And it also came about the time that my parents told me I needed to start paying for my own stuff. So probably doesn't surprise you that then it wasn't important. It wasn't what I thought I needed. And that was really quickly when I stopped taking these plant powders. My entire body was covered with really severe cystic acne. It got so bad I couldn't even put a shirt on to go to class. I started having panic attacks. I started having allergies and I had trouble sleeping at night, none of which had been my normal. So very quickly, maybe a couple months, but quickly for an 18-year-old, I picked up the phone and I called my parents and said, okay, tell me a little bit about these plant powders. What's actually in these? Because I need to know. I've spent more time in the doctor in this one semester than I have my entire life. I've spent more money on antibiotics, creams, washes, nothing is working. And I'm spending so much time in a place that I've never stepped into. We were the family that never did the flu shot, never got the flu, like we just were healthy. And so finally I was the normal sick kid, but that was not my normal. As a result, got back introduced, came back into this family. They graciously welcome you back when you take a step away for a little bit, and realized within a couple months, my body started working the way that was normal for me again. When I started feeding it right, it started performing well. And the same thing happened with my career. I was set for pharmacy school. That's what I had always wanted. I graduated college, got accepted to pharmacy school, and just it didn't feel right. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I deferred my acceptance for the year, tried to figure it out, and it still just didn't feel right when it came time to go. So took another look at this positive, powerful community, and that gave me another hope of a vision. That was something that I could have, that I wouldn't have that trapped feeling. I wouldn't have that unfulfilled and defeated where there was a limit. And once I hit it, someone else was in charge of telling me how far I could climb up the ladder. It had no effect on how much I was going to push and how hard I was going to work. So I hope that it's coming into this community, whether this is something for your health or for your wealth, you have a little taste of some of these stories tonight, and even just have this opportunity to really come in. So even today, like I woke up in Texas this morning, I had a training group of ladies, my favorite ladies that I personally trained, hopped on a plane, and I'm coming to you from Kansas tonight and giving you a little time and hopefully taking and enjoying, you're going to enjoy this time with us. So I'm going to share my screen real quickly and just run through just a few things so you have a little bit of an idea of what this looks like for us. And then we will jump into a few of these stories. So let me know, Mom, give me a thumbs up. You can see my screen, okay? Okay, perfect. So going into this, if you are unfamiliar or you're not sure what these plant powders that I mentioned, these are products that are offered by a global health food company called Juice Plus. Most of what I'm going to talk about tonight are our essentials. There are daily plant food support that come in the form of shakes and capsules, as well as a plant omega. But what's important for you to know today is they offer also chewables. We have a home gardening technology, and the whole mission is to help more families around the world get healthy. So going into this, let's see if I can get my computer to work. I'm on my tablet tonight because, like I said, I'm not home tonight. So here we go. Okay, so on this, I'm going to go through. These are the essentials that I was talking about. So most people confuse this with a vitamin because, like I said before, a lot of people are really familiar with the supplement world, with the vitamins, but I want to preface this that this is a little different. You probably noticed I said plant powders, and that probably caught your attention, like, what the heck is Brie talking about? Because this is something that's powerful nutrition. It's backed by 25 plus years of gold standard clinical research on humans eating the own product. It's proven to do things in our body just like plants, because that's exactly what it is. It's a simple way for us to get more plants in our system every single day. Because show of hands tonight, because I can see some of you, who ate more than 4 servings of fruits and vegetables today? Not too many of us, because most of us can't, we won't, or we just don't like it. So we just don't do it. So quick question on this one. I'm going to have somebody unmute and holler out the answer if you know. What is the difference between the beets on this picture and the beet powder that's on this spoon?
Water.
There we go, the water. That is exactly the difference. So that is how Juice Plus has managed to put these plant powders into these capsules. Is all they've done is they've pulverized everything up in a big slurry, and then they remove that water at really low temperatures. So you get the full powerful plant powders in a really convenient capsule or gummy. It's honestly so simple that we make it more confusing than we need to. So these are the bottles and the labels. And the last thing I just want you to notice is on these labels, notice how there's a nutrition facts label. That's going to be similar to the label you see on a frozen bag of broccoli, because it's just food. It's plants. The only supplement label you'll see from our company are going to be our omegas. And that's because of the specific breakdown there with each of the blends that you see. But it's still all just food, and that is the main one. So I am excited to really show, I'm going to stop my screen share here. I'm excited to introduce each of you tonight to someone that, if you are familiar with our company, you know this beautiful lady that is going to come on and share a little bit of her story. She is an amazing mom. She is an author. She is a grandma, and she is definitely someone that a lot of us have. If you know Kurt Beavers, who is a direct friend and upline support for me, is Kurt's second mama. And so you will definitely come to hear her story, love her story, and fall in love with. So Harriet, I'm going to turn it over to you to share a little bit about your story and give us some hope on how this product changed your life.
Thank you, Brianna. Well, I started my journey with this company over 35 years ago. And we didn't have Juice Plus then. We had an environmental products. Kurt's mother, Jackie, was my sponsor. And I came on board strictly out of a desperate financial need. It was not about the product. It was all about adding additional income. My husband had had a major illness, and we had 3 teenagers. My son Kevin was the youngest. He was 14, and then his sisters were 16 and 19. I will have to tell you something a little bit comical. I said to Jackie that night, I was 47 years old, and I was a few months older than Jackie. And I said, Jackie, I feel like we're too old to start a new business. Now, that was 35 years ago. And so you can do the math, and you know how old I am today. And I look back and think, wow, I really believed that. I think I'm a little bit too old to start a new business. But anyway, I jumped in, and after about 5 years, I became a national marketing director actually within 1 year, because I really threw my heart into it. Then 5 years later, we introduced Juice Plus. And of course, we could talk all night about that adventure. Starting off with no research, we did not have the automatic reorder. So we had to order products and then sell them to our customers. And so it's an adventure. I did lose most of my team because it was such a big transition going from environmental to Juice Plus, and especially since it was not well researched at that time. But we had confidence in Jane Martin and the other wonderful people at our home office. And we just believed that it actually was going to be what we hoped that it would, and that was fresh raw fruits and vegetables in powder form, encapsulated. And of course, we started off with just the fruit and vegetables, then later added the other products. It was a big transition. It wasn't easy in the beginning, but nothing that's worthwhile ever is. And here we are. That was 30 years ago that we made that transition. And so then I was able to rebuild and have a much stronger team. And the team has just continued to grow through the years. I will tell you that taking Juice Plus every single day for the last 30 years has been just life-changing. I did not have really good health in my 40s and 50s. In fact, between 50 and 60, I had, I'm sorry, between 40 and 50, I had 4 major surgeries. And I just was sick a lot. I had sinus infections, and I just was not very healthy, even though I was eating well at that time, trying to. My health was not real good. I can now say that my very best years was, and my strength and energy have been after 70. In fact, every decade I've gotten stronger and healthier. And so between 70 and 80, that's when I decided to start kayaking, a beautiful home in the North Georgia mountains, and riding my bike again. And so to say that Juice Plus has been life-changing for me, the product has been, and of course the business has been. And I guess the highlight of my Juice Plus career was the day that my son, Kevin, decided to come into business with me, not just on the team, but he decided to just really throw his heart into it and build his own team. And that's been several years ago, and we've had a wonderful time working this business together. So Kevin, I'd like for you to share your story.
All right. Well, absolutely. Thank you, Mom. I mean, I can't think of a better title for this than Stories of Hope. And that's surely something that my mother has left her entire family, is a legacy of hope. and not just me, but her grandchildren, her great grandchildren, because 30 years ago she introduced me to Juice Plus, and I've been taking it every single day since then, and that's been over half of my life. And I think back about what an advantage that I have had, and especially what my children and her great grandchildren, what an advantage they've had, so having it their entire life, even in the womb. Juice Plus was the only prenatal my wife took with all three of our children, and one of those pregnancies was with twins, and it was very healthy babies, healthy mom. And so I'm just very grateful to have that hope, and to the point where I feel responsible to share it with everybody that I come in contact with. The idea of getting all of that good nutrition every single day for the past 30 years. And I will say that, my father was an incredible athlete. I wanted to be just like him, and I followed in his footsteps and became an athlete myself. And so nutrition was really about performance for me, and it always has been. But unfortunately, my father never understood the value of nutrition when it comes to prevention. And so some people just never get it, unfortunately. And so it was one degenerative disease after another that he developed, and we eventually lost my father to cancer. And that really opened up my eyes to the value of nutrition and prevention. And so, I kind of switched gears on that, although I never gave up on the performance side. I have to admit, as an Ironman triathlete, an avid CrossFit competitor in the master's division now, I'll be 50 years old this year, and I am literally in the best shape of my life. I'm stronger today than I was 20 years ago. Just still hitting PRs in the gym. Just striving to be better every day. And I think Juice Plus has been a very integral part of that as a foundation of my nutrition. What I love about Juice Plus are two things, like Brianna said, the food label. It's food. We're not vitamin deficient, we're food deficient. And I love the idea that we're getting that whole food nutrition through Juice Plus. Not only that, but it's backed by over 41 gold standard published clinical research studies. And I think that is invaluable, and I'll have to say, as an athlete, what really got my attention, 11 of those studies that were published scientific papers were on Juice Plus and athletic performance. And so that surely got my attention. The idea that it's reducing oxidative stress that I'm increasing when I'm in the gym working out and performing is vital, especially at my age. And I love the platform that it's given me to speak into athletes of all age, and the importance of the micronutrition as well as the macros that they're focused on. And the idea that it's giving them quicker recoveries, longevity, boosting that immune system to keep them healthy and well, and they're not missing any days off the field or out of the gym. Cardiovascular health, lung function, immune function, all of these things have been tried and proven by science. And I think that is really the foundation that we stand on with Juice Plus. And I love that. It can't be argued with, even within the medical community. So I feel very hopeful for our future, for my children's future, for their children's future, because Juice Plus isn't going anywhere. We just have a big message to share with the world. And I love that our mission statement is just that: inspiring healthy living around the world.
That is so good. And that is one of my favorite things as we really just dive into this. I think you'll hear a similar mission between Harriet talking about her healthiest years are now, right? Like, most people have the idea that you get too old for stuff, or it's just too many birthdays just mean that life is going to change and certain things are going to be different. And I definitely thought that was how it was, right? But then you start taking a peek into this community and you will realize there are 80-year-olds out there kayaking, right, Harriet? There are 90-year-olds out there still skiing with grandkids. There are people still hiking. There are people living their full potential. And you'll hear that really common across the board about, one of my favorite people in the Juice Plus business who we were under used to always say, I'm 73 and prescription free. And then I'm 74, and he was always trying to come up with a new rhyme because he was living his best life. This allowed him a platform like Kevin was just saying, a platform that you can feel really confident standing on and sharing hope, but hope backed by science. So I love having these stories, and we're going to have a few more for you. So I'm going to introduce you to another phenomenal, or another couple, a couple tonight that is definitely an adopted family. I've been adopted by them. I'm sure that they would say I'm their favorite Juice Plus girl, but this is someone that even Jenny got the logo. We're matching shirts tonight, but just another phenomenal story that I cannot wait to share of a long-term, someone that really saw the vision. You'll hear which one. Maybe it's going to surprise you on who saw the vision first with this, who really jumped all in, and how this really changed, honestly, their life and their trajectory of what they thought would be what their future would look like when they were introduced to this. So Jenny, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Brianna, and thank you so much for inviting me to share my Juice Plus story this evening. You know, honestly, my short story is that I am 74 years old. I've taken Juice Plus every single day for the last 30 years. I am fit, I'm healthy, I take no medication. We do try and eat well, although we do enjoy the occasional deep fried fish and chips. But, you know, I have to give Juice Plus a lot of the credit for my health today. But, you know, my story did not start that way. Now, unlike Harriet, actually, Harriet's, I don't think she wanted to admit that she has a degree in nutrition, I believe. So she understood this right from the start, this concept of whole food nutrition. Unlike Harriet, though, I was what you might call the proverbial skeptic. I had never taken supplements. I love fruits and vegetables. I really did eat quite well. And my attitude was, really, fruits and vegetables in those tiny little capsules? I mean, how ridiculous is this? You know, it'll never catch on. Well, how wrong can you be? Mick was less skeptical than I was, and he'll share a little bit of his story with you in a moment, but he did start taking it, and as did a few other people that we knew. And as a few weeks and a few months went by, I saw the results in Mick, and we saw the results in other people as well. And I thought, well, you know, I may be skeptical, but I'm not stupid. So let's take a closer look at what this really is. Well, the thing that caught my attention was the fiber. It's an excellent source of fiber, both soluble and insoluble. And the reason I was interested was because I had just had 22 polyps removed from my colon. Now, they were all benign, but I was told that I was a high colon cancer risk. I had always suffered or struggled with constipation. And so my surgeon, after the surgery, had put me on Metamucil, which he said I had to take every day for the rest of my life. Well, that is not exactly the highlight of your day if you've ever used that stuff. Maybe it's improved over the years, I don't know. But anyway, when I was introduced to Juice Plus, and I thought, well, maybe I can just trade this Metamucil. I can pop a couple of capsules, you know, 2 fruit capsules, 2 vegetable capsules every day. That sounds like a good trade for me. So that's exactly what I did. And as time went by, my regularity was great. And I also noticed an improvement in my nails. They were getting stronger. My hair was growing faster. And we actually went to a conference back then, and I was talking to a doctor, and we were kind of discussing, you know, this was the early days of Juice Plus. And as Harriet said, or Kevin said, we had no research. So, you know, I said to this doctor, you know, what I'm seeing here, nails and hair, that's pretty insignificant. And I remember to this day, he looked me in the eyes and he said, don't ever dismiss that as insignificant, because what you are seeing is the external indication of the cell regeneration going on throughout your whole body. Wow. So we started sharing Juice Plus with our friends and family, and some of them joined us on this mission, which, as you've heard, is to inspire healthy living around the world. And gradually we built a wonderful team of Juice Plus partners, of which, yes, Brianna, you are one of my favorite young people in the business. I can't say the favorite because I don't know who's watching this, but you're definitely up there near the top. But remember, back then when we started, we only had the fruit and vegetable capsules. Now today, we also take the berry capsules, the vegan omegas, and we also drink a Juice Plus smoothie, probably 4 or 5 times every week, maybe more. And, you know, not just us, but our whole family takes Juice Plus, both our sons, our daughters-in-law, and yes, including during their pregnancies. And we have 7 healthy Juice Plus grandchildren, no great grandchildren just yet. Maybe they'll be here all too soon. But you know, there's more than one doctor associated with Juice Plus who has said that he believes that one day Juice Plus will become the prenatal of choice. And I think he's absolutely right. So today we continue to share Juice Plus. We help our Juice Plus partners do the same. And honestly, we love what we do. I mean, we're not going to retire. Why would we? This gives us a true sense of purpose. We're helping others take control of their health. And we're just knowing that we're making a difference in their lives, while at the same time, it's allowing us the freedom to focus on things in life that we love to do. And more importantly, I believe Juice Plus continues to support our health so that at 76 and 74, he's older than I am, we can look forward to enjoying our twilight years. And you know what? That is priceless. Mick, over to you.
Well, thank you, Jenny. If Jenny was a skeptic, as you heard from her story, then I was the gullible one. Let me give you my picture. 30 years ago, as you've already heard from our dear friends tonight, we had no idea what we had. Why would we? Plant powders in a capsule. So I had no reason to hope that I would no longer need antibiotics 3 or 4 times every year for bronchitis. We had no reason to hope that I would no longer need daily inhalers for asthma, without which I couldn't run, I couldn't play soccer, play squash, I couldn't live an active lifestyle. I had no reason to hope that I would recover, just like Kevin said, recover so much better after my training runs and my marathons. 26-mile marathons. I eventually started 26 of those and finished 25. But perhaps the most amazing of all, I had absolutely no reason to hope that I would come to love spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, avocado, or the green veggies that I would never eat. Then along came Juice Plus 30 years ago to not just give hope, but to make all that happen and more, but that would take more time than we have tonight. So before Juice Plus, I simply would not eat anything green. Spinach, you've got to be kidding. And today I love all my greens, especially the veggies that we pick right off our tower gardens. You know, it takes time for food and plant powders to make a difference. So it took a year or more to slowly realize that my immune system and my cravings had both been transformed. By the way, my shirt is in honor of those 30 years and the 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries that are plant powders in the Juice Plus capsules. Like Harriet, I haven't missed a single day now in more than 11,000 days. That's over 30 years. And now, as Jenny said, at 76 years young, I take no medication of any kind. I'm still pretty fit for an old guy and very healthy. So I hope and pray that my story gives hope to someone out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mick and Jenny. I am so excited. I thank you so much to Harriet and Kevin, Mick and Jenny for coming on. And I know that everybody's story is going to spark a different thing with each of you. Whether you're listening to this recording, you're here with us tonight, I hope that there was something that caught your attention, whether it was living that full potential of your entire life, maybe getting healthier. Maybe you didn't have a healthy start, and knowing that your 70s can be better than your 20s, like what an amazing life to live with that. Maybe knowing that your athletic years are not over. You know, you don't have to only live it up in your 20s and 30s. You can still be competing at high levels into your 50s and 60s and beyond. And knowing that you're still competing, probably beating your kids at some of those sports and still hanging in there, right? Knowing that something that was always off limits, you never thought you'd eat it. You never thought that that could ever enter your plate. Now it's like something you put on your plate and you grow at your house. You know, we haven't even talked about that, but we have a growing system that makes this even easier. And I love having the opportunity to touch base with these and share hope, like whether that's helping a little kid plant a seed in a tower garden and grow their own tomato, their own kale. We've got somebody on the call tonight that was telling me about their daughter never touches a fruit or vegetable, and now she's walking in that room and just grabbing green things off of it. Doesn't even matter, and she's just eating them by the handful as she walks by that tower garden. Like, what an amazing story of hope that each and every day this can be for you. So I just want to say thank you first and foremost to the four of you for sharing your stories with us tonight and coming on and just sharing the potential of what could be turned around in a couple weeks and felt, what might take a year or two to be felt. Knowing that if you have something you're struggling with right now, we can't for sure claim that it's going to take that away, but we can definitely give you hope that your body will do its best to heal if it's fueled properly. And there's nothing that fruits and vegetables are going to hurt in your body, right? And so giving this a chance to have the freedom to be able to run around without an inhaler every day. I mean, what kind of life could that be for someone who has to have that inhaler on hand before they can do any athletic opportunity, right? So I'm excited to really close down tonight. And I wanted to thank you for your time for coming on, whether you're watching this recording live or you're watching the recording later with us. But most people, after they hear stories like that, fall into one of three feelings or categories. So see if one of these maybe feels right for you. Maybe one, you're like, Brianna, these were some great stories, but this just is not for me. This is really cool for each of you. I'm glad that their lives have completely changed. I'm not ready. I'm not open. And that's perfectly fine. But maybe you thought of someone that you're like, okay, but Brianna, this person needs to hear Mick's story, or Harriet's story would really speak to this friend of mine, and I want to connect you with them because this isn't right for me, but this would be perfect for my cousin or my neighbor or whoever it is. We would love that connection, or for you to share this recording and connect us with that person. Maybe two, you're like, I'm on board. I have been on the tip of my chair. This is exactly what I needed to hear. I'm so glad that so-and-so invited me to this call tonight because this is exactly what I need. And this is the hope that I need in my life to let me know that this isn't my regular. This can all change. And this can be better and better as I get older and older. So if that's where you are, I'm so excited to get you started on that healthy journey tonight. Definitely get with whoever invited you or shared this recording, and they can go through those next steps on what's right for you. Maybe three, you're like, okay, I'm interested. This is my jam. I like these people. And I'm already thinking of other people. Like, my whole community needs this. I need to get this word out. Like Kevin was saying, I just have this obligation to share this good news. And I don't even know exactly what all the plans in. I saw some on Mick's shirt, but I don't even care. I just want to share this. Definitely get with whoever invited you tonight or share this recording because this community is unmatched. Whether you join as a customer, whether you join as an affiliate, no matter where you are, this community literally is going to pick you up and carry you along this journey and help you with your health and your wealth, no matter whether you start just drinking more water tonight or you start ordering the product and join the business. This community is going to pick you up and love you where you are. So if you have any questions, feel free. We'll stop the recording in a little bit and you can stay on and we'll answer some questions. But I just want to say thank you so much to everybody for joining us, giving us a little bit of your time and taking that first step and investing in your health with your time tonight, listening in on these stories of hope.